Okay, thank you, Siddharth, for the interview for NexTV India. So, we'll be talking about the hot topics that been discussed since this morning, OTT. So, how do you see the evolution following the discussion panel you had been this morning? How do you see the discussion evaluating in this sector?
So, I mean, OTT is a very interesting segment that we are all kind of getting into now. So, I mean, we already seen a lot of broadcasters already get into it. You have Star with Hotstar, you have Viacom with Woot now, and Z was already there with Ditto TV, but they have gone a step further with OZ. So, I mean, and Sony has Sony Live. So, all of them are already there. And the thing that works in their favor is the fact that they already have a content library to kind of fall back onto. But then again, it's all about the content business. So you need to create more and richer, engaging content so that, I mean, the end user is the one that is going to be consuming your content. So speaking about that, definitely there are a lot of opportunities going forward, and there are a lot of interesting things that are going to take place.
Okay. So I've been listening to Eklavya this morning. So he's been talking about content being free on DTH platform, and then how can you make the consumer pay for the same content on OTT services? So how do you find that?
So, I mean, see, the idea is for any content creator, it is only going to be a blessing, firstly, that his or her content gets consumed. Now, whether it gets monetized rightly or how much does it get monetized is dependent on the distributor. So, if the content creator himself is the distributor of the content, definitely he has his hands full in that sense. So, to kind of understand how to go about it, you need to really evaluate the marketplace in terms of understanding the content ecosystem firstly, in terms of what is out there and what extra you're bringing to the table, and secondly, talking about the distribution. So if we are going and looking at the models that we already have in place, there's AVOD, there's SVOD, there's TVOD, and but none of them have really kind of worked in a, what do you say, autonomous manner. So, I mean, Netflix has been doing well with the SWOT feature, and Hook is kind of getting there, but they don't really are. They are not really yet aware in terms of how is that going to function in India specifically. Asia definitely. I mean, with other regions there is better kind of broadband connectivity and stuff.
But the thing is that it's difficult for an Indian market to get people to buy for content. So how can we change that ecosystem?
So, I mean, again, it's all about kind of creating that amount of compelling content. The other best feature that you can kind of add as a value would be to live stream stuff. So, live events is something that you can really monetize, because that is something that, let's say, if tomorrow Coldplay is coming to India and none of the broadcasters are really streaming it, and you get your OTT platform to stream it live, definitely you will have people, I mean, buying the content. So it's all about kind of strategizing right in terms of what is the content that you want to give out free, and it has to be a mix of both. So what I personally feel will work really well for.
Like you said that it's both, I mean, you have to have free and paid content, so you have a very dark future for Netflix.
That is what I have already mentioned, because I don't think so. Netflix is very much kind of in tune with what's it bringing to the table for India, because firstly they have already kind of cut short their own content stream for India, and they have kind of blocked out
Block
most of,
the global
yeah.
content, yeah.
So, and they have also blocked the VPN access and stuff, which is good. I mean, definitely they have all the rights to do that, since they want complete rights over their content. But that being said, of course, I mean, that is also kind of curtailing their own kind of library for the audience. And if we are paying for it, for which, I mean, the Indian audience feel that it is a definitely a premium charge compared to a cable cost that they kind of bear on a monthly basis. So keeping that in mind, definitely, I mean, Netflix has a hard time in India.
Okay, so concerning, we are talking a lot about content. What, according to you, is the best content strategy for OTT? What are the genre? I mean, do you think that drama, comedy, short format, long format work? So, what are the best content beside Bollywood? Because everybody in the OTT sector is boosting out having exclusive Bollywood content.
So, I mean, Bollywood is something that everyone kind of consumes, and you have various platforms to kind of consume the content as well. Even broadcasters are kind of getting the satellite rights very early. So, I mean, you can see the movie maybe in a month's release time, and that's not that bad. So, but talking about what kind of content works, so you again need to firstly strategize and understand what is the TG that you are targeting to. And once you have the TG in place, then it's about kind of creating the content which is going to be engaging and which is going to have a repetitive value. And not just repetitive in terms of audience coming back, but audience coming back for further content consumption. So it needs to kind of trigger each other. It needs to kind of act as a catalyst for the other content that you have in your library. So talking about that, then again, as I mentioned earlier on stage as well, kids is something that no one has really kind of understood and utilized. Yeah. So Woot is actually kind of just experimenting with it now, and maybe if it kind of catches on, they plan to maybe extrapolate it further and create a separate app out of it. So that is something that they have in mind, which is a great strategy in terms of they are not really outplaying it, and at the same point of time, they know the potential of what the kids app has. So
So just to wrap up, how do you find the session here? It's your first time for Next TV series, so how do you find it?
So, I mean, definitely it's a great initiative in terms of bringing all the industry stakeholders to kind of understand what's going on, understanding the kind of emerging trends in the content ecosystem and also the distribution, pay TV. So, and it's good to kind of meet up with friends under one roof because you generally don't
Everyone
get.
knows everyone here.
Yeah, that's how it works. And I mean, really appreciate it. And I mean, kudos to Deepak and his team, and definitely the editorial team as well, who's been kind of keeping us posted in terms of the latest developments from our own country. So it's great. I mean, glad to be here and would love to kind of continue this relationship.
Looking forward to see you in Mumbai, in Delhi then.
Sure.
Thank you very much,
Thank you.
Siddharth.